Canon R10 setup for animal photography. I'm Rebecca, a dog photographer, dog groomer, and I own English setters. This is my new English setter puppy show dog, what I've got. The links to the Canon R10 and all the lenses and the lens adapter, tripod grip are in the video description, and if you shop through on those links I will get a commission, thank you, and that will help the channel so I can bring you more free content for photography. But also sometimes there may be a discount off photography products as well, so it is worth looking what is down there. And links to my website, the dog's website, and the dog's Facebook page is quite popular at the moment, so that might be worth having a look. I've bought the R10 just a couple of months ago, so that on the dog walks where we go, I can photograph wildlife, because there's deer, pheasants, mandarin ducks. I've got the camera for the dog shows I'll be going to, so it's also going to double up as an event photography camera for me, because it's nice and small. I think it's 335 grams. That'll fit in my dog show bag so easily. I'll be able to actually make money from the camera too. I have bought a couple of lenses to go with it, which is the 100 to 400, which you do need light for, and being winter I've not really been able to really test that out. And I bought 50mm 1.8, both RF lenses which fit the mirrorless Canon cameras. It is a crop sensor, but for the price, under £1,000, what you get for your money is pretty good, I think. And I'll show you how I've set the camera up to do everything I want to do, from, like I say, wildlife photography, event photography, dog shows. And what I also do, particularly wanted this camera for, is the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. So once it's paired up, you can use the Canon Camera Connect app on your phone, and I do almost selfies with the dog, because my dogs cannot be let off in a public place. So I'll either stand with the dog at arm's length, so I can Photoshop the lead out to take a photograph of my dog in a public place, or just sit with the dog, and I can control the camera from a distance, which you can do with wildlife as well. Or if you've got garden birds, you can set your camera up in the garden, sort of go in the house through a window and do it that way. So yeah, there's a lot of pluses with this camera. I've also got the, forgotten what it's called, tripod grip, HG 100. I'll put it up. This has also got the BRE1 wireless remote. So again, from a distance you can use it for 2-second timer and 10-second timer, but you can also start and stop your video with it as well, because your video is pretty good on this camera. So here we go. This is what I've done to set up my camera for animal photography. So, I mean, focus or not, I don't know. That's why I bought the Canon R10. So my videos are in focus with that articulated screen. I'm videoing now with it 60, so let's hope so. If we start and switch your camera on, and you want the little menu button, I'm going to start in the pink zone. I'm not going through the whole lot, but we'll start in the pink zone, autofocus, AF. Number 1, AF operation. For wildlife and animals you want servo. There's one shot or servo. One shot, when you press this button to take the photo, half press it down, one shot is going to lock on. Now if the animal moves a bit, whatever kind of animal, well, the focus point's still going to be there. You're going to miss your shot. Servo, the camera is going to hunt backwards and forwards while you're half pressing this down, and you're going to get your shot. You're going to get your photos in focus with any kind of animal. So servo. Autofocus area, 1 point AF is what I use. Single point focus, one single point. But I've also got the expand AF area. So your single point focus, if it can't lock on that single point focus, it's going to try the other, however many, 8 around it. Is it 8? It will be. To try and find the eye, the subject. You can use which ones you like. Just tell me which ones I use. Subject tracking. On. Okay. Subject to detect animals, because that's what we're photographing. Obviously if you're going to photograph people, you can switch it. Eye detection, enable. Switching tracked subjects I've not used yet, but I presume, so it's on 1 at the moment. If you switch subjects to 2, for example, if 2 dogs are running, one runs off and you can photograph that dog running towards you or wherever, and the other one comes in and the camera cannot focus on the one you originally were photographing, the camera is going to switch focus to the other dog or animal. So 2 birds or whatever you're photographing, whatever animals, when it's tracking. That's what I think that is. I need to try that out because I've only had it a couple of months. Number 2, you've got your Servo autofocus. So we're in Servo, we've set the camera to that, and you've got these cases. I used to have the 7D Mark II. These have this. So you've got 1, this is a tracking. Case 1, versatile multi-purpose setting. Number 2, continue to track subjects in ignoring possible obstacles. 3, instantly focus on subjects suddenly entering AF points. For subjects that accelerate or decelerate quickly, you can choose which one will suit what you're doing. That one, number 4, will be good for like squirrels. Because they do, don't they? They'll sit there eating a nut and then up a tree. But you never know which way they're going to go, do you? So you'll be with your servo, focusing, take a portrait, and then all of a sudden it's going to go. And the camera, if you set it to number 4, it's going to track it and it's ready for it to take off, almost. And you've got auto. Tracking automatically adapts to subject movement. I think that's what mine's actually set to at the moment. You just press set. It's all touchscreen, this is. Number 4, you can limit your autofocus areas. And again, I've done it to the 2, which is the single focal point and the expand autofocus area. You can do it to what you want. Go through it and have a look and set it to what you like. So that's the autofocus. And you've got your Wi-Fi connection. Now, if you get your phone, get the Canon Camera Connect app on your phone, it is dead easy to set this up. I bought this to do, like I said, the selfies with the dog, which I was doing with my Canon 6D, but once I got my new phone, it would not work. I updated the Canon 6D, I just could not get it to pair up. And other things were happening with that 6D. Well, it's videoing now, it still works, but quite a few things don't work. It is so easy to pair up to this new Canon R10. I was like that, I don't need to go through how to set it up. But you set up the Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi settings, it is so easy. And once you've got that app on your phone, like I say, you can control the camera, but also the photos what are on your camera, you can access them on your phone. You can view all the photos, you can download them to your phone, which is exactly what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not doing client shoots with this at the moment. I would do client shoots, but just doing my own dogs, my own thing with it. Download the photos I want, you can put them in Lightroom, you can use the iPhone photo editing app, use what photo editing you like. That's it. I can post on social media straight away. I've not even had to put my computer on using that app. It's so good. So that's where your Wi-Fi connection is. And if you click on it, my iPhone is already in. So I'd click on the iPhone, go into the app to connect it up. But if you go back, the wireless remote what's here, I've actually got 2. The BRE1, I think it is. You'll pair it up in there. Mine's already paired up, and once it's paired up, once you put your camera on, you can press that, but it's already paired it up, it'll work straight away, which is quite good. So that's your wireless. You can have a look through again what you want, but what I do really love about this app is I can take my photos of what I want, I can access them on my phone, I can post on social media, and when I go to bed at night, if you've seen my other videos about SmugMug, I've got the mobile phone photo app. So all the photos I put onto my phone are going to go into my photo storage automatically through that SmugMug app. Now, if you don't know what I'm on about, I'll put it in the I'll link in the description below in the video. But the photos, what I have been taking just recently, are all of my dogs, and it's my dog's website, which is actually the front of that SmugMug account. So when I switch my computer on, I can put the photos I've taken, what I've already uploaded themselves, into the photo storage straight onto the dog's website, which is for a whole different video. But it is so working well for me, this is. Especially this Wi-Fi. The orange section. We go to section 3, Customise buttons. Now this, first button, AF. Shutter button, half press metering and AF start. So what's going to happen when you press that, or half press it, it's going to start everything off. Everything, start focusing. And what you can do is assign one of the buttons at the back to do that. It's called back button focusing. So you'll use your thumb to focus and your finger at the front to then take the photos, and you're going to be able to focus quicker. Focus quicker and then fire away. But there's different ways of doing it all. Let me have a look. So that button at the front, shutter button, half press, metering and AF start. That's what I've actually got that set on at the moment. I'll tell you why in a minute. If you set it to metering start, that, when you press it, is not going to focus. When you half press it, it won't focus. Only the button on the back, what you set, will focus, then you'll take the photo. That's your back button focusing. Let me set that up now. Metering start. Then, the button on the back, AF on. Let's go down to that one. Now you can set that one to metering and AF start, which is now, when you press that button on the back, it's going to start focusing. Your servo is going to kick in. Your camera's going to be focusing backwards and forwards with that button at the back, and then you're going to take the photo with this photo, the button at the front, like you normally would. But what I've also done is then the start button, which is almost parallel to that AF on button at the back, I have set that to eye detection. So I'm going to focus with the AF on. If I want, say the dog's moving or a bird's moving, now I'm going to press the star button to focus and set the eye detection off, and we've set the camera to animal eye detection, and use that one, then press the photo. Press the button to take the photos. Because I'll show you the drive mode in a minute. But there's all, you can customise this to how you want to work. Back button focusing is so good. It takes a little while to get used to it. My 11-year-old son can back button focus. I've got 3 cameras, they're all set up to back button focusing, and they're all on different buttons, each camera. So if I pass him the camera, the first thing he says is, which button do I press to focus? Because he knows if he presses that, it's not going to focus. And he's fine with it. Back button. Once he knows which button to press, and he'll take the photos for me. But the reason why you might not want to do back button focusing, or get your camera set up for your animals, like we are doing, and then assign it to the C1 or C2 in here. For the reason you've got your back button focusing, animal eye detection, all that, on a custom button. If you share the camera, if it's a family camera, and you've set all that up and that's not going to focus, say husband or wife, whichever one is into the dog photography, wildlife photography, and then husband or wife who isn't into photography and just wants to go down the park with the kids and take some photos, it might not focus, and they'll come back and think the camera's rubbish. They're probably going to stick it on automatic, and I'll go, why isn't it focusing? Because you've almost disabled it from focusing, unless you press the back button. So, as I say, you can set all these settings into C1 and then go back and almost reset everything. So you've got a normal camera, and then in C1 you've got it set up for animal photography. If it's just your camera, you can do what you like with it, can't you? As if you're sharing it. But also, with that Wi-Fi as well, I think that's why I've done it. I have set everything for dog photography and the wildlife in C1 or C2, so customised settings. But then, if I have the camera in normal mode, everything works within the app. God, I think I tried it, I'd set it up so that wasn't going to fire, that wasn't going to focus, and I wonder why my app wasn't working. I was like, why isn't it focusing? Oh, hang on a minute. So you might just want to bear that in mind. You can also, I've also, this button at the front, FN, start and stop the tracking. Because you might want to start and stop the tracking, which you can just press that button and stop the tracking. And you can customise your dials too. How it is actually set, I'm fine with, and I know where they are, can control my aperture. That is for your shutter speed. And then your focus ring on these new RF lenses. It says control and focus. If you move this little switch to control, now you can control the ISO with that ring. But if you switch it to focus, you can't. So you can go up or down if you need more lighting. Go up, turn it whichever way. It's quite good. To set it to C1 or C2, you want to go back in the yellow section on the little wrench icon. Number 5, custom shooting mode. And you're going to register the settings to either C1 or C2. Register camera settings, and then when you turn this dial to C1, you'll have all those settings for your animal photography in. It's done then. All you've got to do is turn it and everything's ready. Or leave the camera, if it's just your camera and you want it like that. I remember going back to that, I had the 2 dogs, it was a frosty morning, and I wanted to try this out. I'd got the wireless remote, because it's got AF on this. When I'm pressing the autofocus, I paired it all up, and it won't focus. Because I've got the articulated screen facing so I could see myself. I thought, oh, it's freezing. Oh, it doesn't work. And what I've done is set it up to back button focusing, and this is going to control the shutter button, you know, the button you take the photo. I'm thinking, oh, that's so faulty this is. It won't focus. I take a photo, but it's out of focus. So just bear that in mind if you get one of these for taking photos with, which only works on 2-second and 10-second timer. Because I'll go onto the drive mode now, which is your little dial. You can just click straight to the drive mode. You've got single shot. You've got high speed continuous plus. I think that's about 23 frames per second. High speed continuous, which I'm presuming is your 15 frames per second. Low speed continuous, 10-second timer, 2-second timer, and then this is a new one. This is 10-second timer continuous shooting, which works on the app but doesn't work on this. So basically, again, you can set this up for a selfie. This is ideal for travel photographers with a really wide lens. You've got an exotic location, and they're going to press that. They've got 10 seconds to walk around the front of the camera, play it cool, and you can go up to 10 shots within that one click from this, or you can just hit the button, and you've got 10 shots, so you can have moving shots too if you put the right camera settings in. It's pretty cool, that. And you can do that on this. But you can't do it on this. You can do it on that button, but you can do it with your phone on the app. That C, and then you dial in however many shots you want it to take. I've put it to the maximum, because that's actually what I use when I do the dog photos now, the dog selfies or whatever, me and the dog. Instead of keep going through, going one shot, getting your phone out, you can have 10 now. So because the dog's going to blink, it's going to move. You might blink. You get 10 shots to choose from. So you'll only have to do it a few times rather than keep doing it with one shot, which used to take me ages. So that's really quite a good feature, I think. And it's still animal photography, isn't it? That's me and my dog. And it could be just the dog. If I've got the dog at arm's length, I'm going to take 10 shots now, like I probably would if I had the camera and I was photographing a dog. I'd be taking 10 shots, not one shot. So that is, I really do like that. But for animal photography, you can either go high speed continuous, so when you've back button focused, you've got your subject in focus and you fire, you do what my son calls machine gun. He likes it as fast as possible. So he just holds the button down and I go zzz, as many as you can, which the most you can I think on this is 23 frames per second. 15's enough. My 1DX costs £3.5 grand. It only takes 12 frames per second maximum. This takes 15 and 23. No, it's a good camera, this is. I don't know what the low one is. I haven't tried it to find out. A high speed continuous is fine. But you're really going to nail the shot. You've got your servo set up. You've got your high speed continuous. You're going to focus with your back button. So let's take, for example, you've got a cat on the windowsill. Outside. So everything's perfect. Your lighting conditions. You're going to focus on the cat. You're going to half press, you're going to back button focus. Get ready with your shutter button. And once you press that button to take the photos and you follow the cat, of course you're going to get a photo in focus. You can switch to animal eye detection on the back button, or the back button star, just fire away. What you need is the correct camera settings so that when you play your photos back, they actually are in focus, because you're going to get your shots, which is what I'm going to do in the next video. I'm going to take you through how to do animal photography, including the settings, starting point, what you'll need to get your action shots and your portraits. Okay, links are in the description below to all the products and everything else, and any discounts, discount off Smug Mug too.